Cory Pena. I'm a design consultant here at Lamont Bros. Today I want to walk you through a project of ours in beautiful Northwest Portland where we did some pretty cool things to a kitchen addition here. As you can see, we're still in construction. In this situation, a client had a very small kitchen. They have a full family of 2 kids and 3 dogs, and they really love to have family get together, so they didn't have enough space to do that on the inside of their home. What they did have was a very large deck. We built them an addition, we relocated their entire kitchen, and I want to show you some of the cool things with my superintendent that's building the project right now. So I think that's a good stopping point. Now we get a good view of what was existing and what's new. So this was the addition. That was the exterior wall before. We built out this far and consumed the area that they used to have for their deck. Still gave them some space so that they could still live outside and bring their family and friends. So I'm gonna bring my superintendent here. This is Chris Lane. He's one of our awesome carpenters and superintendents for this entire company. And he's gonna talk about how he's built this so far, some of the hurdles that he's had to overcome in the project, and really give you a full plan of what we're trying to achieve here.
One of the challenges that we faced with this project specifically was to keep this existing roof structure. From an engineering standpoint, in order to make that work, the existing beam that was out here was very undersized to support a new livable space under here. So we had to add this very large 6x12. The challenging part of that is that the entire beam and post structure had to be pre-assembled before we installed it up under an existing roof. That poses a lot of challenges. Existing rafters are known to dry out and twist. So when we detached that old beam, everything was now misaligned. Part of the architectural challenge for achieving this existing roof structure, but the look that we wanted to pull off here, was using these concealed hangers that, have a nice finished look to them, as well as some concealed hardware to go from post to beam and post base. So these concealed post bases, nothing shows from the outside. You don't have that ugly galvanized post base that's gonna be visible once the structure's built. Same goes for the post to beam connection. You don't see any hardware on the outside, but what you're not seeing is a 14-inch steel rod that has some holes drilled in it with 3 dowels each side. It's all concealed. We did the same thing for these angle braces. We drilled and plugged the holes so you're not seeing the fasteners. Just kind of a nice detail when you want to not see all the ugly hardware. Let's go to this side actually. Part of this build was the addition, and you can kind of see where the old siding breaks. So you can see the addition structure here. So what that entailed was digging a big pit here, pouring a new foundation, adding crawl access, framing out this new addition under the existing roof, which can be challenging for a few reasons. Traditionally, it's not the way we like to frame, building walls, standing them up. Instead, we had to basically run all our top and bottom plates and build everything in between a roof and a wall. It's doable. It's not by any means any more difficult. It takes a little bit longer, but in order to save the existing roof, that's the challenges we were faced with. In addition to saving part of this exterior covered patio, we downsized the deck from the original size, but we are adding a deck back so that there's still some patio space out here. It used to be a full width deck back here. It was quite large. It came out almost to the end of the beam here, but we're downsizing that into a bit more of a usable deck. So this space will be patio here. You can kind of see the deck ledger that we've already run. And this deck will come out about 10 feet and wrap around this post over here. As well as we've run wiring for a fan for midsummer. So it'll be a nice outdoor area that we didn't totally lose by adding this addition space for the kitchen.
So we're gonna walk you through on the inside and show you where they are at in the progress of this project. Watch your step.
What was existing when we started the project was basically this wall here ran through, and this was the old exterior wall. There was a door somewhere about here that walked out onto the deck, and the entire kitchen previous to now was this corner of the stairs this way. So it was a small kitchen. It was pretty tight. Definitely not a welcoming, entertaining space like it will be.
And as you can see from where Chris just told you where that original existing wall was, you can get a better view even from this side because we have this wing wall that brings out. This is gonna be essentially at first designed to be a mud room, but now we're just gonna make it kind of some bench seatings. From that wall out is the rest of the addition. And so they still wanna maintain natural light. We gave them a really large window, added this window over here as well. So they have 3 operating panels that they can get a nice little draft. So to picture what the kitchen's gonna look like, they'll have cabinetry from the staircase that wraps around and down the wall here. And then they will have their dining table here, and then they will have a small island. Actually, this is drawn out on the floor currently.
This is correct. This is exactly as it will sit.
Yeah, you can see his dimensions where he'll have the cabinets, and he even has them labeled on the floor. So he has C17, C18. He's even drawn out, looks like the overhang of the countertop. But this is really ultimately going to achieve what their objective was. So one of the components about a complex project like this is really defining all the obstacles and anything that could really get in the way of the progress in construction. The last thing we want to happen is our superintendent to arrive on site, open up a wall, or start building off a set of plans and then finding something that's going to derail and push the project out and extend the length of time that the superintendent will be here on this project.
One of the other major challenges with this build was, obviously this was an exterior wall. And so anytime you go diving into an exterior wall, that's carrying the load for a lot of the house. Especially with a second story being above us. There was a fairly large glulam beam that had to be installed. We have just over a 14-foot span. As you can tell looking around, nothing is suspended from the ceiling. So no drop beams, it's all been pocketed into the ceiling. So it took a lot of very careful cutting to get that beam in to really open the space up. Another challenge after that, what you can't see at all and what you probably wouldn't be able to see or notice at all, the old plumbing stack for the upstairs bathroom. There's actually a bathroom right about here upstairs. We had a 4-inch cast stack that came through the old kitchen in this big sheetrocked column right here. To get that down to the basement to tie back into the sewer line, there really wasn't a good route. A lot of design hours, and what everyone came up with was to put 2 parallel glue lams, and they run, one lands on the wall and one lands about halfway over the header here, to create a channel in the ceiling here to pull that very large pipe down and back into the basement. But at the end of the day, it all happened, it all worked, and now we have this nice monolithic, big, flat ceiling, and I couldn't be happier with it personally. So
you're probably wondering what a project like this could cost. And in this complexity, using an existing structure and tying into that and building an addition with all the components that Chris talked about that would have to be installed for this to all work, you can see anything in the range of about $280 to $320. I could see even as far as $350 depending on the type of cabinetry and appliance packages that you purchase. So for more content on remodeling, you should visit our website and
subscribe to our YouTube channel. Smash the like button.
Like, comment, share.